Dynasty looks to improve to 3-1, while Jacksonville is still searching for its first win under new coach Urban Meyer. Meanwhile, it'll be the first career meeting between the last two top overall draft picks, Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. So, Shannon, who will have the better career between Burrow and Lawrence?
Skip, I think I'm going to lean towards Joe Burrow. He beat him in his last year at LSU.
Yep.
And I think the thing is, Skip, had he not gotten hurt, I think we would mention Joe Burrow just like we mentioned Justin Herbert. He was on that pace. I'm not so sure he might not have been, because he got up to a tremendous start.
Tremendous.
And then he got hurt, and then Herbert came on.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go Burrow, because if you look at the weapons that he has, I think he has better weapons, and I'm gonna go Joe Burrow.
Okay, I'm not leaning Joe Burrow. I'm leaping Joe Burrow. I don't think it's going to be even close. I'm going to go Joe Burrow's fire versus Trevor Lawrence's ice. Okay. I'm going to go fire over ice.
Okay.
I'm going to go Joe Burrow because I like his moxie and his guts and his competitiveness over a Trevor Lawrence, who, remember the SI article about how he sort of admitted he didn't love football the way you wanted him to love football.
Correct.
Now, he's tried to correct that lately, but he has supreme gifted talent at 6'6", but I'll take the 6'4" battler, because he will fight you to the death.
Right. And, Skip, if you go back and look at it, at no point in time have we said Trevor Lawrence looked as good as Joe Burrow did in his 8-9 starts that he had last year. I don't think we can say that. So I feel comfortable in saying with Jamar Chase and the guys that he has surrounding him, Boyd, I think T. Higgins is also there. Yep. He has a very competent receiving core. And I'm not so sure that that Trevor Lawrence has the talent around him yet in order to be successful.
He's barely lost 2 games last year to Cleveland, which was obviously a very good team, and he threw for 406 and 316 in those games with 6 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Exactly.
And high QBRs, and they barely lost both games. He was spectacular last year.
I'm not so sure he wouldn't have been Rookie of the Year had he not gotten hurt over Justin Herbert, but we would definitely be speaking of him like we talk of Justin Herbert.
I'm interested to watch both of them.
I am too.
2 promising careers on the horizon. All right, guys, great stuff. Undisputed back same time tomorrow. More features. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady facing off for the first time since the QB left in 2019 when the Bucs travel up to New England on Sunday night. Yesterday, Belichick was effusive in his praise for the reigning Super Bowl MVP ahead of the matchup. You got to hear this yourself.
Tom's had an unbelievable career. I mean, you can't, there's not enough superlatives and adjectives to compliment him on everything that he's achieved and continues to achieve. So, yeah, it's unbelievably impressive. Nothing Tom does surprises me. He's a great player. Works hard, takes care of himself. I mean, he's talking about playing till 50. I mean, if anybody can do it, he probably can. Tough as any quarterback there is or ever has been. I mean, enough said.
Nothing like a Belichick press conference. Shannon, is this genuine or calculated?
Calculated. He's just saying all the right things. Why didn't you give him those superlatives? Skip, as we say now, why didn't you give his flowers while he was there? Why is it taking you now to give him this? If you actually believe that Tom Brady could play till he was 50, why not give him a contract extension that at least took him to 45? That's 7, 8 years less than what 50 is, Skip.
Correct.
If that's what you truly believe. You believe Tom Brady was done. That's what you believe. And you believe you can win without him. And now he's saying all these things because Tom not only left him, played unbelievable, got to and won the Super Bowl. So what else could he say? How's he supposed to, what can he say, Skip? Yeah, he played okay. Oh, no, I don't believe Tom can play till he's 50. He's already proven you wrong. All I'm saying is you had him there. It said that when you commissioned this study of what make the greats greats, from Tiger to Jordan to Kobe to him, it was love and support. Something that you didn't offer while he was there, even though you knew that's what he thrived upon. Not conflict. Love and support, which you didn't give him.
Yep.
Now, all of a sudden, you want to praise. There's not enough superlatives. There's not enough to talk about his career and what he's done and what he's continued to do. That's what you should have told him while he was there. You had the opportunity. It's like being married. You was in a marriage for 20 years, and neither partner told the other partner what they should have said now that we're apart that you're saying all the time.
Yep.
Maxwell's song, things you should have said, but we didn't say. Stop it. Coach Belichick. Like I said, Skip, if Tom says he only says 10% of what he's actually thinking, I believe Coach Belichick says 0% of what he's actually thinking.
So, genuine or calculated, in my view, it was nauseatingly calculated. It was disgustingly calculated. It was ironically calculating because he pushed the guy out the door.
Thank you.
And I remind you, once upon a time, they had a home AFC championship game against the defensive unit then called Saxonville, Jacksonville Jaguars. The Wednesday practice ahead of that game, Tom, somehow you thought he did it as a home accident. I don't know what happened, but he said he got his hand stuck on Rex Burkhead's helmet or something on a handoff. I don't know what it was. And it ripped apart his palm below his throwing thumb. It required, according to Tom, 12 stitches to close on Wednesday ahead of the Sunday sort of late afternoon game, right?
Yeah.
Not only did he play, but they were down 20-10 going to the fourth quarter, and he threw for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter in the cold with 12 stitches in the palm of his throwing hand. I have to believe that's not that easy to do.
Okay.
Because it's hard enough to control a football spiral and accuracy when you don't have a bunch of stitches rising above your palm, right?
Correct.
So it's going to be a little off, but he was dead on in the fourth quarter. And I think he just did it out of sheer will to get them to yet another Super Bowl. Unfortunately, that was the Malcolm Butler Super Bowl. But the point was, post-game, first question, Bill's asked about how great was that by your quarterback? And his answer was, it wasn't exactly open heart surgery. Really?
Hold on, Skip. What about those superlatives? What about all the superlatives that you could be...
Couldn't you throw him a little bone and say, he sucked it up, toughed it out? I don't know, just throw him a little something? Just not a bouquet, but like one little flower.
A petal.
Like a little petal.
Okay.
One rose petal. Of, hey, thanks for that. You got us to another Super Bowl. He's not going to give him any credit. So what's happening right here, right now? Bill Belichick knows he's in trouble going into Sunday's game. He knows that Tom Brady, the one Brady he doesn't want to see is that psycho Tom guy who's coming in there out of his mind. Let's go! That guy. He doesn't need that guy trying to score, as you say, 50, hang half 100 on him because he's going to want to do that.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay? So what opportunity, what's his only hope here? It's to lay it on so thick on Tom that he just heaps more pressure on Tom to where he plays a little bit out of character. He tries too hard, maybe. He's a little off, and maybe they can hang in because the one thing they do have going for them, as we speak, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense is dead last in yards passing allowed. They're allowing
338.
What is it? 338. You're right. 338. Believe it or not, that is a historically bad pace because the last year's Falcons were the all-time worst. They allowed 294. 338? Really? Would you believe the Buccaneers have a grand total of 3 sacks through 3 games? That is bottom of the list. That is dead last in the NFL. So, again, Belichick has to be thinking, well, maybe we could outscore him, but I got to heap pressure on him. I just lay it on thick. And I've also got to try to convince everybody we wanted him to stay. Baloney.
You didn't.
It's the biggest bunch of bull ever.
Skip, if you want somebody to stay, you don't try to replace them. If you want me to stay in the corporation, Skip, you don't go get somebody to do the job that I do and then try to put them in my position. You got Jimmy Garoppolo, and you tried to trade Tom Brady and put Jimmy in the starting job. How does that tell Tom, Tom, we want you? Really? You want me that bad that you want me to replace me? Stop it, Coach Belichick. And everybody knows. We're going to talk about this a little later. Tom says, I know exactly what they're being told in the meetings because I heard it for 20 years.
He did.
So you can't fool Tom Brady. Tom Brady know you full of caca. No, I already know it. So you up there trying to do all this revisionist history and how much you adore Tom Brady and how great his career is. Stop it. Because if you believe the man could play till he was 50, Skip, you could have just gave him a 3-year extension. And that way he plays till he at least 45, and then you could reevaluate it at that point in time. You know and I know his dream was to finish his career in New England. Yes. So here's Bill Belichick. He's a 7-point underdog to Tampa Bay at home on a Sunday night game, the big stage. When the last time Coach Belichick a 7-point?
7-point.
I don't know.
underdog.
Have they ever been a 7-point underdog in the Tom Brady era?
No, that's a good question. I don't have the answer to. I don't know, but you're
I doubt
probably
it. Not at
right.
home, Skip. Not 7 points. Maybe 2 or 3, but not 7. A touchdown at home?
Trying to